My self-absorbed father handed my daughter a twig for her birthday and proclaimed that lavish presents were reserved for his other grandchildren. The room erupted in uneasy laughter, but 30 minutes later, a heavy silence descended when I took action. I always knew my father was egotistical, but this crossed a line I never imagined he'd reach. Lily had been eagerly awaiting her 10th birthday for months, her excitement bubbling over as she crafted a wish list filled with dreams: a new bike, sketching supplies, perhaps a dollhouse. My wife, Sarah, and I planned a grand party, inviting family and close friends. The house was adorned with decorations, the cake stood ready, and Lily was radiant with joy. Then my parents arrived, predictably late. My father strode in with his usual arrogance, my mother quietly following. He carried no gift bag, no wrapped box, just a jagged, weathered stick. Lily looked at it, bewildered. "What's this?" she asked. My father extended the twig with a smug grin. "Your birthday gift," he declared. The room stilled, followed by hesitant chuckles. My sister, Rachel, and her husband shared amused looks. My mother forced a nervous laugh. Lily, unsure, took the stick, holding it cautiously. "I don't get it," she said softly. My father clapped his hands theatrically. "Fancy gifts are only for the other grandkids," he announced, then burst into a loud, self-satisfied laugh. Rachel snickered. Her husband smirked. A few guests, unaware of the cruelty, laughed politely. Lily's face crumpled. She turned to Sarah and me, her voice quivering. "Why is Grandpa saying that?" Sarah pulled her close, stroking her hair, her jaw tight with suppressed anger. I felt a surge of rage but kept my voice low.
"What is wrong with you?"
I demanded.
My Vater shrugged, unfazed. "You've never earned my respect, James. Why should you waste money on your kid?"
The laughter stopped abruptly. Guests shifted awkwardly, realizing the moment wasn't humorous. Years of his favoritism, his manipulations, his petty control games flooded my mind. But instead of lashing out, I did something else. I smiled. Then I stood across the room, and did something that wiped the smirk off my father's face. I picked up a knife. The room held its breath, not out of fear, but because everyone sensed a turning point. I wasn't going to do anything reckless. Instead, I walked to the cake Lily had been so excited about and sliced 2 perfect pieces, one for her, one for Sarah. Turning to my father, I said evenly, "You're no longer welcome here."
Silence.
Not the uneasy kind, but a profound, unshakable quiet that seemed to sink into the very walls, signaling an irreversible shift. For 30 minutes, no one spoke, not my father, not my mother, not Rachel, not a single guest. My father sat, arms crossed, his smug grin fading as he realized no one was defending him. My mother stared at her hands, silent. Rachel avoided my gaze. Lily sat beside Sarah, picking at her cake with small, trembling bites, her earlier joy gone. That broke my heart more than anything. Finally, my father scoffed.
"You're serious, James?"
Over a joke.
"He kept my tone steady."
"You humiliated my daughter on her birthday in front of everyone. That wasn't a joke." He rolled his eyes. "She's 10. She'll get over it." Lily looked up, her voice small but firm.
"No, he won't."
His expression faltered, a flicker of uncertainty in his eyes before he masked it. "This family's become pathetic," he muttered. That was it. I stood. "Get out." He laughed sharply.
"You're kicking out your own Vater?"
"Because I didn't buy your kid a gift." Sarah stood too. "Yes. Leave. Now." The tension was suffocating. My mother finally looked up, her lips tight, as if she wanted to speak but couldn't.
Rachel sighed.
"Come on," Dad was just teasing.
He cut her off.
"You think it's fine that he treats Lily like she's nothing while your kids get everything?" She shrugged. "Maybe if you weren't so." I didn't let her finish.
"I'm done pretending.
Let's be honest."
Dad has always favored you and your children."
"Fine. But I won't let Lily feel worthless anymore."
"It ends today."
My father shook his head, shoving his chair back.
"Unbelievable."
Always playing the victim.
He stepped closer.
"Victim? You gave my daughter a twig and laughed about only buying for Rachel's kids. That's not a joke."
"That is you being a selfish, cruel man."
He had no response, his jaw tight, fists clenched. I turned to my mother. And you? Are you just going to sit there? She hesitated, then said in a quiet voice, I didn't know he'd go this far. The room shifted again.
Mai fateres eisnarod.
What did you say? She straightened, her voice steadier. I knew you favored Rachel's kids, but this? This was too much. Rachel's jaw dropped. Mom.
Mai moder stood slowly.
We should go. My father's laugh was hollow. You're siding with him? She didn't answer, just picked up her purse, avoiding his gaze. For the first time, my father was speechless. I didn't give him a chance to recover. Both of you leave. Now. My mother didn't resist, giving Lily a fleeting, almost apologetic glance before heading to the door. My father lingered, looking around as if expecting support. When none came, his face twisted. You're pathetic, James, he spat. A week. Out, I said coldly. He gave a bitter chuckle, shaking his head.
Fine.
But don't think you can cut me out of your life. I opened the door without a word. My mother stepped out first. He followed, but paused at the threshold, turning to Rachel. You coming? Rachel hesitated, glancing at me, then Sarah, then Lily, who still clutched the twig, unsure what to do with it. With a sigh, Rachel stood. Yeah, I'm coming. She grabbed her husband's arm, and they left. The door closed. The guests sat frozen, waiting for a cue. Lily burst into tears, burying her face in Sarah's arms. Sarah knelt, whispering comforts. I crouched beside them, touching Lily's shoulder. It's okay, sweetheart, I said softly. Why does Grandpa hate me? She sobbed. Sarah's eyes closed, her breath shaky. I forced my voice to stay calm. He doesn't hate you. He's just not a good person. She sniffled. But he's nice to Rachel's kids. I swallowed hard. I know, honey. It's not fair. But we love you more than anything. You don't need him to be happy. She wiped her eyes. But my party's ruined. She was right. The room felt heavy, the joy gone. Guests mumbled excuses to leave. The candles had melted, the gifts felt hollow. Lily tried to smile, but the damage was done. That's when I decided this wasn't over. My father wouldn't walk away thinking he'd won. He'd humiliated my daughter, and I'd make him regret it. He loved control, over my mother, Rachel, and me. But he could never control my business. I built it from scratch, through sleepless nights and endless hurdles. When it succeeded, he acted like he'd had a hand in it, calling it our business, introducing me as if I worked for him. I let it slide for years, hoping he'd respect me. That was my mistake. The next morning, I called my lawyer. Remove him entirely, I said. My lawyer paused. You sure? He's not officially tied to the business, but he acts like he's nothing, I interrupted. Make it clear. He didn't notice at first, too busy sulking, expecting my apology. But when his calls to my office went unanswered and his name was erased from everything he'd claimed, he realized something was wrong. Then he stormed into my office, brushing past my assistant. James, what's going on? He demanded. I leaned back, calm. I don't know what you mean. His face reddened. I called the bank. They won't talk to me. Your board says I'm not welcome. What are you doing? I shrugged. You said I didn't deserve respect. Why should you have any part of my business? His jaw tightened. I built this with you. I laughed. No, I built it. You just pretended. He stepped closer, voice shaking. You think you can erase me? I already have. He looked lost, his ego crumbling. He'd spent years acting like a king, claiming my success as his own. Now he had nothing. You'll regret this, he spat. You need me. I smiled. No, Dad. I never did. I called security. They didn't need to touch him. 2 guards entered, and he saw how pathetic he looked, an old man raging in a place where he held no power. You're serious, he hissed. I tilted my head. You thought you could walk in here and make demands? This isn't your business. It never was. He muttered, You think you're untouchable? But before I could respond, The door opened. My mother walked in, uninvited. I hadn't spoken to her since the party. She stood there, looking between us, her expression unreadable. "Richard," she said quietly to my father. "Come with me." His anger turned to confusion. "What are you doing here?" She took a breath, then looked at me. "James, can we talk privately?" I nodded to the guards. "Leave us." Now it was just us three. "Mom, whatever you're going to say," she raised a hand. "I know you're angry, and you're right. What your father did was wrong. I should have stopped him years ago." My father's head snapped toward her. "Margaret, what are you talking about?" She ignored him. "I want out," she said to me. I blinked. "Out of what?" She swallowed. "Him. This marriage. This life I've been stuck in for years." My father's face paled. "You're joking." She shook her head. "No, Richard. I'm done." He laughed bitterly. "You think James will take care of you?" I leaned forward. "You never handled the finances, Dad. Mom did. You just gave orders." His eyes darted to her. "Margaret." She looked at me. "I've spoken to a lawyer. Everything in my name is mine, half the house, half the savings. And I'm going for more." My father's breath hitched. "You can't." I cut in. "Oh, and those loans you took out, thinking I'd cover them with my company? When they default, the bank comes for you, not me." He stared, realization dawning. "You're bluffing," he muttered. I shrugged. "Find out." He turned to my mother. "You can't do this." She met his gaze, unafraid. "You did this, Richard." He stumbled back, gripping the desk. "You ungrateful," I interrupted. "No, Dad." "That's you. You had a family and chose to play favorites. You had a son who built something great, and you tried to steal the credit. You had a wife who stood by you, and you treated her like nothing." Silence fell. My father had no comeback, no manipulation left. A text from Sarah broke the quiet. "Lily's doing better. Took her for ice cream. She's smiling." I exhaled, relieved. That was what mattered. Lily, happy and safe. I looked at my father. "You should go." He stared, a mix of regret and rage in his eyes, then turned and left. My mother lingered. "Thank you," she said softly. "For what?" "For showing me I still have a choice." Then felt good. Right. I didn't act for revenge alone. I did it to protect Lily, to ensure she'd never feel unloved again. As I left my office to join my family, I knew my father would never hurt us again. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more heartfelt tales. Your support means everything. Thank you for joining us on this journey.